away on this blue side here, hoping that they don't ban away Gnar. And it will come down to, do you want to close off the jungle trade here? Because you see Team Liquid's strategy here. They take out these premier power clears. Lillia is the one left up that they will prioritize for Armao, and TSM have to choose. Do we want to deny that Gnar from Alphari, give it to Huni, which they so successfully did versus 100 Thieves, without a Jace ban, without an Aurelia ban to protect it? Or do we want to invest in jungle priority?
Well, Jace is up. Now, the primary champions that you would pair with, Renekton or etc., the Nidalees and the Udyrs are the ones that are more reliable divers, so that gives some coverage to Gnar blind, but you banned the thing you lost the matchup to, and you're giving it them again. So Nocturne Rell comes in on the other side, and TL have themselves some very potent dive.
Interesting too, and they don't want to snatch up the Lillia, so they're actually putting this at a higher priority even. And honestly, I love this combination because Nocturne, when you pair it with a Rell, the threat just goes through the roof. Already, you're used to normal Nocturne's Phreak, ult in the back line. It's a more tanky build now, so you have the Stride Breaker, your dash and slow guarantee you can get your slow tether off into your fear. But if you add on the Rell E, the magnet snap back for the extra stun, it just makes the threat on the back line go through the roof. So I love this combination. It's tremendous amounts of CC. Rell also gives you the front line engage for your team fight. Cool. At the cost, though, they do have to give up that Lillia I was talking about to Spica on their side. So TSM will pair it with the dreamed Lucian plus Lillia, mid jungle, very, very high pace, high pressure combination for these two. Difficult to itemize your defenses against, and looks to pressure the lane in mid lane and invade your enemy Raptors. Lillia can annihilate them, and Lucian can get some early lane pressure into the majority of matchups.
So Team Liquid gonna wait a while with this AD carry pick here for tactical. They keep the Nocturne flex open, I think in sort of raising priority. It's like, okay, mid lane occasionally, jungle sometimes, top lane seems to be the most likely spot for it to be in overall gameplay, but we'll see where it obviously goes at the end. Getting rid of some of the anti-dive champions like the Xayah, of course, here. Thresh maybe taken out the table as well. TSM, magic damage out of Spica, physical damage out of mid and top. If there was a comp for a mage bot, it would be this one, although I don't think Last's going to play one.
I'd say TSM with the Lucian pickup early here, try and ban out Jensen a little bit more, maybe ban the Syndra as well, following up this Orianna. Again, as we mentioned last time, Xayah is the counter dive AD carry that can stay alive in some of these situations. And if you're facing the Nocturne Rell 1-2 lock-in from TL, you already know they are going heavy dive here. So good bans by them, protecting against the overall strategy here. Gonna make Lost play something a little bit more dangerous. They can flex this Lucian into the bottom lane. You can definitely play it bottom side. It's just gonna be a lot more rare. So they also target ban SwordArt.
Okay, we'll see if we're going to wait till the very end to show up if Nocturne's going to be top or jungle. TSM are throwing their bans at mid lane right now. One final ban to come in. What's it going to be?
I would guess the Syndra, as that's a highly prized pick here into Lucian because of the stun and burst potential that you do have with it. But they leave it open, and they're going to dare Jensen to go for it.
All right, well, there's still Aurelia, there's still Jace. There are still a wealth of options for fighter top laners. That said, you're not pairing with a high CC jungler. Nocturne is not the most reliable fear applicator, and so maybe not the play, but Gangplank gonna be the answer anyway. Alphari gonna sit there, lose a couple of barrels to the Gnar, sure, but the Nocturne's going jungle. Gangplank's gonna chill topside, and they've got some split push power now that both of them can join anyone's side lane shenanigans.
Alphari's GP has been a marvel in the spring split 2021 for the LCS. Definitely a huge threat for him, as well as adding some more zone control to this fight. When you have the Nocturne diving in combination with this Rell and everybody moving forward, it does actually create a pretty easy time for Gangplank to land barrel chains. And if you can get that early lead, through aggressive jungle Nocturne ultimates early on towards bottom side of the map, you can start to get to these objectives first, allow Gangplank to set up those barrels from the brush on the outside. And if there are two AD carries that he's looking to chain towards the backside of the fights, it definitely puts a lot of threat there and a lot of pressure on PowerOfEvil and Lost to play these well.
Ooh, Annie is in.
I finally
get
did it!
to see Annie Annie in the mid lane. I love it. Even more hard engaged. I have no idea what Annie Lucian looks like in the mid lane, but there's a lot of go buttons.
I do, because it's specific counter pick that has been circling around. Multiple teams told me about this coming through scrims leading up to playoffs. Annie's range, auto attack range, is longer than Lucian's range. And it's significantly longer, almost 100 range longer, so you can get your auto off. And your burst stun combo is so effective versus a Lucian. This has been a counter pick that has been filtered through the scrims since we've been on 11.5 for so long. And all these teams have scrimmed against each other for so long. They will be aware of it, but I'm just so glad this also completes a circle of memeage that Team Liquid started themselves with, tweeting out, if they got enough tweets, Jensen would play Annie in the LCS. And he finally delivers. It took him a long time, but in playoffs here, elimination match, they're throwing down the Annie, and it's actually a good pick. It's actually the specific counter to Lucian that they have been playing. I'm so happy.
I'm excited. Kobe, today has been a good weekend. I get to cast with you in the same room. We had an LPL absolute banger overnight. We made history in the LEC. We saw Heimerdinger in the LCK finals. And we've got Annie here in the LCS. I am hyped for this game. I want to see if TL can make it 2-0.
Yep. All right. So, Annie, remember, the shield actually is so much better now than if you haven't played it since, the champion was released, the early days. You get that speed up. It really allows you to choose more of your moments here. And when you're versus a short-range AD carry like Lucian, you don't get bullied like the other mid laners that are so common, the other control mages. You put so much more emphasis and threat on your jungle ganks as well, because Annie can set up at any time. That's what's leading to this cleanse here for PoE. So really, really enjoying this counter pick. You get that electrocute. You can also, if the Lucian plays it really cautiously and doesn't try and pressure you at all and tries to sit back, then the Annie roams are incredibly potent. You can see Jensen here in trade for Lucian going cleanse to lower the kill pressure of the Annie in lane, and that effect of the counter pick. You then get to roam more with the Annie, and you can bring your fire to the bottom lane, get your roams off, and turn those matchups around for you. Teleport allowing you to get back to lane.
So, PowerOfEvil, of course, on the cleanse, knows he is dead to a CC lock. You really can't outplay Flash Tibber's stun. You're just dead from full if it lands, so cleanse to run away. Keep in mind, Jensen is running TP, not Ignite, so slightly lower kill pressure if you can layer those well otherwise, but obviously wants the map mobility. And we'll see how much Armao can do, of course, on the Nocturne farm. I do believe it should be 625 range for the Annie, and that means it's 125 range more than Lucian, which is a bit rough.
Yeah, I'm so glad we finally get to see this counter pick, because the players always are talking to me about, oh yeah, we've got this specific crazy counter pick wind up, and we end up never seeing 80% of them on stage.
I know.
But the trades go so well for Annie because of the long range. You get your auto attack, and you're right into QW combo for you. Good harassment thus far in lane, by the way, since we're talking about matchups there for Alphari, making good use of his grass procs, charging it up on the minions, getting his Qs off onto Huni, trying to push up the wave.
Yeah, nice try by Core. Honestly, these two have been so aggressive overall in their lane, but it hasn't meant a lot yet in this series. Fighting for level 2, equal time here for both these players as they both get their relic shield pops off, and nothing else happens there. Armao done with his third camp. Similar here for Spica as they both cross the mid line.
And for those that weren't paying attention in the regular season, where this Annie meme originated, Jensen had been spamming in preseason Annie mid in solo queue. And so everybody's going around, what the heck? Why is he spamming Annie mid? And it never got pulled out during the regular season. It never really came to anything until a few weeks ago when people started actually using it into Lucian specifically. And the meme actually started to gain some extra weight here. That's when Team Liquid made the tweet for themselves. You see the harassment still going out, though, as PowerOfEvil getting some good Qs through the minions there. Another one onto Jensen.
Yep. That's
the main thing with this match. You have to watch the Qs. That's the one thing that still does have range for Lucian. Very good piercing lights thus far from PowerOfEvil. Still pushing him in. And of course, with the cleanse, he's still trying to assert his dominance and get that pressure in lane. We'll see if Jensen can make up this ground with the teleport to get right back out.
So 20 CS out of what I believe should have been 23 optimally, if my 20, well, whatever, we're not going to do the math here. Regardless, pretty good CS. It's not 23, I think it's 25. Anyway, decent farm right there. Obviously has the CS lead over Huni. He went for a cloth armor start, knew he was going to get Q-spammed by Alphari. TP comes in. Yes, Electrocute, in fact, works on Molten Shield's damage back, so gets the Electrocute damage out of Jensen. CoreJJ stops a recall out of Lost as they went to go take down a Scuttle, and that means it's a very delayed recall to this duo, and Lost and SwordArt, they have to walk back to lane instead.
All right, Jensen getting a very good defensive ward here to watch the exit from Raptors. CoreJJ is going to get spotted and try brush.
Big damage, doesn't find the W knockback though, so CoreJJ is really in danger. There's gonna be a lot of damage. Rugs him forward, Exhaust comes out on Tactical, still trying to hit Lost. Won't have enough damage to kill though, as Spica's coming back around, and this could be forced flashes. Body slam, the mana is low for SwordArt, but with the Biscuit should have enough. Double stun comes across the slow as well. Flash Tactical's gonna be too late. Rockham's gonna find it, and showing him how it's done. Lost, Rocket jumps in for a double kill!
Double kill for the TSM AD carry. Oh my goodness, SwordArt with the best belly flop of all time, Phreak. He interrupts CoreJJ's crash down. They don't get the aftershock stun here. Yep, we come in right there with the interrupt. SwordArt got his body slam off, and that's their signal to go aggressive. They've got Lillia right here. Spica stops doing his Krugs, joins the rest of the team. CoreJJ and Tactical, both here saving their flashes to the last second, but then just flashing over towards the brush, trying to buy time and space there for Armao to jump down, but there's no way that ever results in life there. So very late flashes from the bottom lane, and they get punished so hard. TSM coming out here in game number 2 with a completely different story. We said they have to clean up this early game. They have to actually make use of the aggression that they have. SwordArt and Lost deliver. Spica there peeling off of his Krugs as well, makes it come true.
Huni gets up into Mega Gnar here, and honestly not getting a whole lot done now against Alphari. Armao waiting around, but level 5 Nocturne again, not a great ganker. Ward goes down, walks in the brush, says, look, if there's a play, I'm here to counter-engage, but otherwise, we're going to look and see if I can maybe contest Gromp, or at least just get a ward down. Okay, that's going to be enough for me. Won't track every move Spica could make, but, you know, tracks one of the paths out. Top lane, again, still about +6 CS for Alphari, so winning early on up there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, expect Alphari to have advantages on most top lanes in this series for him, regardless of how the champion select does turn out. Jensen, you can see threatening the stun. He still has yet to blow the cleanse from PoE. And again, PoE, good job with his piercing light there. Takes the opportunity when Jensen sticks close to the minions. Gets his Q right through it. Armao going to be a little bit slow on this crab. Smite is available for both of them.
Yep, level 5 for both. And through Fog. Nice. That's a good play. With the Fog of War, they don't know they need to start to outsmite you, so really nice play there. The Fear Battle comes across, and Armeo's like, I have to flash. Yeah, gets the call. Sorry, buddy, I don't have top priority. You've got to burn flash, get away, so just runs in the pit. Flash for Scuttle, not ideal, unfortunately, and that's obviously a good move by Huni to force that one to happen, so that is somewhat of a mistake there by the TL jungler.
The biggest thing about your early flash on Nocturne is that before you make Stride Breaker, flash is what you can use to guarantee that you're going to get your Fear Tether gank off. You know, before you have that extra dash in your kit, opponents can flash out of it if you don't preemptively flash to make sure the tether doesn't break. So he's not going to have that added threat to his first ultimate when he does go for it.
That's it. Flash engage, calling is beautiful, and it's already 4-0 TSM.
SwordArt is just throwing his weight all around Summoner's Rift, Phreak. Another body slam. This one, body slam flashes. He punishes this Annie pick. It finally made its way onto the LCS stage, and TSM looking to get it off the LCS stage as quickly as possible.
Oh, man. LS was sending us bad advice the whole time. Annie just not the pick, apparently. 2 plays down in mid lane. PowerOfEvil obviously off to a great start here on the Lucian. So far, so bad for the counter pick. Nice try by CoreJJ. TSM well and truly in the lead, 2,800 up.
If you're going to make use of the Annie, you got to make use of the aggression. You see him chunked out under tower again. Really good roam from SwordArt to come complete it. Beautiful flash there to get both of them locked up in it. And this Annie pick, yeah, if you're not playing off the stun setup in lane, burning through the cleanse, bringing jungler pressure to add kill threat there, then continues to get choked out and poked out by the Lucian in mid lane. Good job, by the way, by PoE. consistently hitting these piercing lights, threatening Jensen, whittling down on that health bar.
So now it's up to TL to find their way into a comeback. This one's going really nice for TSM. We already saw it for the previous game. Even when they were down in kills, down in lanes, they still got a way in to get the macro plays to happen and you know, get all the turret leads there. That was even before they got the Baron steal. They were winning in turrets. So let's see if TSM can keep that kind of pressure going or if TL can find their way back in. Spica going for a solo on Rift Herald with a bit of ward coverage on TL's side. Just might not matter.
They actually called both full bottom lanes up here. With TSM having the early start on it, Eyeball is ready. This is going to be a lot of lost resources for Team Liquid. Definitely a blunder here as you see him walking back from base. Nobody down in bottom side means the minions are going to be a stalemate. So no extra goal or experience there. And it's just Team TSM picking up the Rift Herald with no contest and yet still time spent from Team Liquid.
Alrighty. Well, getting their cake, eating it too. TSM feeling very good now as we crushed almost 10 minutes into the game. The gold lead 2,500. The Herald ready to jump that by another 1K. Because at this point, they've got enough winning lanes that will actually kill a turret. Mid lane is just dead to Herald and 4 seconds of effort. Like, that's huge. That is a lot of money in the pockets. And that's going to skyrocket PowerOfEvil's gold income. It's likely to go to him, and he can take over side lane.
Especially because this Annie will have nowhere safe now to try and huddle and try and regain some of the pressure mid. There's just going to be this giant deficit. Okay, they're looking to right the ship finally, but it's might be too late.
The sun is up. There's the charge, and it's just going to be him running away. Armao tanks the Culling for a couple of shots. It's going to keep Jensen alive just barely, but unwilling to go in for the engage. Had the ulti up. Gangplank cast it. Turns out PoE could have been killed, but now, all right, here's the play. Spica has flash and does not get away. Flash to follow, not required. Nocturne's move speed high enough with the Q that he gets to chase it down to get one trade kill here for TL.
First ultimate there from Armao finally does get some gold back for Team Liquid. But again, the damage you're talking about being done to the mid turret does open it up for one of those tricky Rift Herald props. Bottom side too means they left Tristana alone with turret plates up. That's going to be a ton of gold picked up for the Tristana. Gangplank Ultima is actually flashed away from PoE, by the way. So this is going to be no sums on the Lucian now. They're going to want to repeat pressure that Lucian in lane. I actually want to get right back to live so we can see Team Liquid need to kick it into overdrive here. If they want to drag this game back for themselves, put some high pressure on this Lucian. No cleanse, no flash for PowerOfEvil, and they have the Annie set up there with the stun. You don't even need your ultimate in lane if you're able to land the stun. It's such good setup as long as they're controlling some of this vision. But TSM, lots of money picked up on bottom side as well in rebuttal. You see already down to 3 turret plates on bottom side as well. So lost, getting paid.
Not going to fight for some minions right now as CoreJJ takes down a cannon, but also loses about 1/3 of his health from PoE trading back onto him. Jensen's going to take the farm out of the turret, and we now wait to find ourselves looking at the next turret. The Dragon still waiting to be killed. TSM under no pressure to knock that one down early. They're happy to go for gold income instead. Lost gonna actually save explosive charge. There we go, puts it down a little bit later on. We'll do most of the minion wave with that explosion, and then can easily last hit the CS from there. But you can see 3, almost 4 turret plates taken.
These lane assignments from Team Liquid, by covering mid and trying to fight the possible Rift Herald play and the pressure from Lucian, they just give the entire bottom lane here. That explosive charge actually finishes it off. First turret gold to TSM.
610.
Full gold, all in the lost pockets. On top of the first 2 kills, this Tristana is going to be the terror of Summoner's Rift.
And mid's gone too. This is like just the charge. Okay, it's dead. There you go. 540 onto PowerOfEvil. This game is just explosive in the early game. Congrats, Jensen, last hit a Rift Herald, but 1 kill to 4 does not tell the story of this game. 11 plates to 1 tells the story of this game. TSM are smashing TL.
Yep, I mean, they really took that first game to heart. Completely different story this time around. Big plays for the bottom side of the map. Constant pressure from PowerOfEvil. And I have to say, so far, the one I give the most credit to for this turnaround for TSM is SwordArt. Bottom side play there, good timing on his body slam, interrupting CoreJJ, denies him the aftershock proc until they get the E stun off. Then mid lane play, proactively looking for the dive onto Annie. And it's just a completely different look for TSM. This is what they wanted when they bought SwordArt's contract, when they brought him over. They spent a pretty penny to do it, Phreak.
Yes, they did.
But it's paying off here in playoffs.
It is. And this is the important thing, is TSM kind of catching back up from you know, the obviously crushing defeat from a couple weeks ago when they dropped TL. It was a early exit in the lock-in tournament on top of that one. And I mean, all the thoughts were, hey, TSM the defending champions, but you know, TSM, sure, it's only Spica since last time, but disappointing at Worlds and kind of disappointing at lock-in, and then the first real opponent in spring playoffs. They dropped the TL there as well, only winning a single game. It's like TSM fans like, well, when can we be excited again? And now this is the kind of play you want to see out of this squad. Crushing the bot lane, throw him to mid, crushing there as well, SwordArt at the helm of all of that so far. Well poised to close out game 2, but it's 15 minutes in, 14-15, they've still got more game to play.
I mean, Phreak, I just got to revisit the intro that we did in Countdown, where it highlighted the bottom lane here, talking about the 2 former TSM Academy AD carries going head-to-head, lost, you know, replacing Tactical on TSM Academy, and then get promoted to the main team.
Yeah.
This being his chance to really make the TSM bottom lane feared. Guess what? I'm in fear of a 2-0 Tristana with a 30 CS lead and a full turret taken before 15 minutes. Everybody in Summoner's Rift is in fear of Lost right now. This is going to be the biggest factor moving towards these dragon stacking fights.
Jensen might want to end, but can't find it just yet, so no stun coming to come out. Has flash up, has Tibbers, was probably able to get the last stack. And you can see 6,800 gold on Lost, 63 on PowerOfEvil. I mean, it's 4 TSM members and Alphari, who once again is in an alone lane. Like, he's chilling out there, chilling in the one-on-one. He's doing just fine. He's winning the lane like last time, but this time there's no supporting cast. It's just TL bleeding out as TSM move their bot advantage to mid and keep pushing down more. We'll see the third turret probably before too long.
All right, TSM, they need to keep up this pressure. 3 minutes, plenty of time here left on Dragon, so they can easily rotate up towards top side. Last outer turret standing. You take your top turret, take your Rift Herald first before transitioning down. Teleport is ready on Huni, so they're getting him the reset first. You can see they just send him down bottom side. They're already ahead on the play. Lost is heading up here with SwordArt supporting. You see him moving through the river to try and get vision behind this Rift Herald before they start the objective. Look at this timing advantage for TSM, Phreak. This is such a big advantage when you have those outer turrets and mid and bottom side down. They get the first lane assignment down, rotating up towards the top side, and all they have to do now is avoid a possible Rell engage. They should be able to do it. Ultimate is ready for Armao, so you know that Nocturne dive we talked about is available. It's just difficult to pull off against a Tristana. Because there are multiple forms there for Lost, to be able to get away, both Summoners, Rocket Jump, and Ultimate ready. You need to pop the Nocturne Spell Shield first before using your Ultimate to knock them away, but barring that, it should be doable.
Nice try for Alphari, look for the barrel chain. And now we get to look at the next round out of this one. Team Liquid just only wave clearing. Looking to see if someone played aggressively. It didn't happen. And so ultimately they just walk on back. And there's no play to be had. Fighting for wards. Jensen plays it fully safely. Are we going to share gold? Okay. Nope. I want to make sure they can hide Jensen, but ultimately there's no play to be had.
I mean, time is on TSM's side. You look at the bottom lane. Again, more tower damage for TSM. The tower itself is gone already. Huni gets to play some PvE. Gnar made it all the way up bottom side. They get Rift Herald on top side, proc it on this tower. It's just, the towers are just falling like dominoes here, and then they can easily transition over to pick up the dragon in time.
They can sleep him. Is there the engage on CoreJJ explosive cask? Maybe, yes. Flash and with the Gale Force gets the kill. TSM 5-1. The reverse the score we saw in the last game, and they're ready to keep going.
Yeah, TSM is busting so hard right now. I agree, and the bust looks like it wants to end at the Nexus. This second tower also going to go down. Huni's here.
Flash Mega Gnar double kill is going to be an easy one. The rocket belt backwards. Nah, it's still going to be enough. How about the re-engage, though? Any damage to be seen? Yes, there is a trade kill. One picked up, but it's going to be his death all the same. And now it's time to run back away. Alphari just going to sit inside the base. It was 5-1. It's now 8-2. TSM still getting farther ahead.
Looks like they had to warm up on stage, Phreak, there.
Yep.
Our game number 1 took a little bit of a while. Alphari was the only one fully awake, but now TSM have been activated. This one looks like they are going to push it to a game 3 so quickly, doing such a good job snowballing. Now, after this reset, it is important to keep your dragon stacking going in case you make a mistake later, but look at that, the timing there for Huni. His Gnar was about to expire. Great stride breaker into range for the ultimate. Yes, Armao does get the shutdown. Actually, Alphari got the last hit on it. So the money going to the right place there, to the Gangplank, and to the best performing player for Team Liquid. So, you know, Team Liquid, they do get some money onto Alphari, but it should still be TSM dragon stacking here, continuing along these neutral objectives, moving their vision in through the jungle so that they can deny further income from Team Liquid. You see Armao even chased off the camps. No camps on the blue quadrant for him. Raptors, Wolves, and Gromp all denied here. They did delay the dragon though, so the timer is going to be extended a little bit here. It's going to be a little bit more further out than they would like. Maybe just looking to you know, use Baron towards the mid game for that ender instead.
Still farming as much as they can, but a 7,500 gold deficit is going to be tough to work back from. This is the makings of what would have to be a massive throw on TSM's side. And certainly comebacks can happen. Yes, mistakes can be there and big plays can show up. It's just a lot to do. Spica allowed to solo the second dragon now of the game, on pace for about a 30-minute Dragon Soul. Not fast by any means, but still on pace.
My hype levels went from, you know, 10. I like, oh my God, we finally got to see this counter pick Annie that all the players have been talking about, into Lucian, into, oh, okay, well, that's the end of that. Nothing comes from it. Team Liquid just absolutely obliterated mid lane. SwordArt so many plays, controlling the bottom side of the map, and that's the end of that counter pick hype, because TSM, they've done it, fully controlled the jungle now, Phreak. It's just going to be so hard. At this point, not only do you bleed objectives for neutrals because it's so hard to, you know, set up for them, walking through enemy vision into your own jungle, but you slowly bleed out extra gold as well, and it makes it so difficult to, you know, to make up these deficits. You see the fully completed items already starting here for number 2 on the side of TSM. PowerOfEvil actually sitting on his 2-item power spike. The Essence Reaver now completed on top of his Gale Force. This Lucian will do so much more damage in this team fight than any player on Team Liquid. See if Alphari can do some carrying, though, to try and get them back into it.
Well, here we go. See if it can happen. There is TSM just going to own the top jungle. They're going to say, hey, Baron's on the table very soon. TL going to have to find that miracle engage. Now, there aren't a lot of real tanks in this team. Now, SwordArt, if you can't get Aftershock off, yeah, he's got Locket, but he's not that tanky. He's only armor stacking. There's actually almost no bonus MR in his build. CoreJJ gonna go for that engage, gonna go for the stun, and the entire team is here. They found the first kill, looking out for the second. CoreJJ gonna get killed off, but it's a 2-for-1 to start. The engage is found. Time for number 3. Lost barely flashed away to safety, but there's the Gragas down. 3 kills answered by 1, and Lost. Armao could be in range, has to be careful. He'll live. This will not kill him, the explosive charge, but yeah. Spell shields it, no problem. Can they even Baron, though? It's a 4v2, but Huni can maybe build a Gnar and maybe make it just not possible. And ultimately, yeah, it's just the +2 kills. Yeah, there are shutdowns. Yeah, the goal gets closer. But you got to do that 3 more times to get the game actually close.
One step in front of the other, Phreak, though. 1 foot in front of the other.
Yep.
1 step at a time. And Team Liquid, they've done it.
Keep going.
Gotta start somewhere. They collect those bounties. Here's another look as BOE gets a bit aggressive there onto CoreJJ. This is something that we've highlighted CoreJJ over the entire split for doing, especially on Rell. Turns it right back around into the engage. Team Liquid showing that even though they are down, they are not out. You cannot poke around here and get overconfident. Really good punish there by TL to get some gold back for themselves. Team Liquid, though, just need to recalibrate here. 2 minutes left on the next dragon for stacking. They can continue to replenish the wards throughout the jungle to try and look for more coordinated plays. Honestly, though, I thought when they went aggressive like that, it was going to be an early teleport from Huni. If Nocturne ults, then you can't do a late teleport. So if you're going to go aggressive like that, you have to be in communication. And especially with Gnar, who has to charge up a Gnar bar, you have to teleport early. So, you know, people kind of wondering why it looks so disconnected from TSM there. It's because of Armao. It's because of a Nocturne ultimate. If you're not prepping for it and you're not doing it ahead of time, then you can't really make a catch-up play within the team fight.
They've got vision. The ward is far enough back. It was not disabled by the control ward put in the pit by TSM. They hit the Baron. They know they're seen while doing so. But ultimately, as many members walk away, without Tristana there, it was possible to do it with Lucian, but ultimately not going to happen. And they just walk away and go for minions yet again, keep the farm up, try to poach away jungle camps, put down some more very good wards. You can see that one over the wall right there from SwordArt is pretty good. This control is going to go away. And TL playing with mostly Fog of War yet again.
All right, let's see if they can actually prep this one. Bottom side, split pushing again. Huni has his teleport, but again, you have to use it early versus a Nocturne team. Team Liquid have already shown no hesitation once they get a pick. He's currently on a ward right now, so they do have full vision of the possibility of the lying in wait. 40 seconds on the Dragon, though, with bottom side pushed up for Huni there. They should be able to get themselves the soul point. TSM, one more Dragon to set up here. And they should be able to finish.
28 seconds shouldn't be a problem. Nice blue pickup there for PowerOfEvil. Huni leashing it up, I think, and yeah, you can see another jungle camp taken away. The blue is gone. The wolves are gone. This is one thing that's very, very good to do as the team in the lead is just keep the pressure up. Make sure your wards are there. You own both the jungles. And hey, it's a couple hundred gold per minute going your way that they can't answer back. You see us perfectly, they see us perfectly. You get extra camps, you're just up in gold, you're up in XP, and you keep playing up. Sure, TSM's jungle is up to be taken. It hasn't been grabbed just yet, but that's okay. The ward coverage is there, and the Dragon is available to be taken, to be soloed by Spica. The rest of the team giving the coverage needed to make sure he's not going to be stopped.
All right, the countdown continues. Team Liquid just using this time to get their vision around Baron. I like that because there's no way you ever fight this Dragon. Instead, trying to get a trade on the other side of the map. You don't want to inefficiently allocate your resources, staring down something you're not going to go for. Nobody wasted over by the bottom side of the map. They push in on top side, get the vision, and they don't quite get the tower without fully committing to it. But they do get a decent amount of damage and do get themselves a little bit more security.
6.2 thousand, the gold lead. Not insurmountable, just a very difficult one to come back from, and we know in 4.5 comes that Ocean Soul, and from a gold deficit, it's very hard to win against that kind of regen. I think pro teams in general just really, really like the obvious DPS differences you get from Ocean and Infernal Soul. We heard about that from Umti in the LCK final last night. Those are the top two for most pro teams. And yeah, Ocean going to be a boon here for TSM, likely to get it. We'll see when TL can find their way back in, sort of happily leading the charge. Vision doesn't matter. He's a tanky man, and he knows it. He's going to push TL all the way back out of the river. They may have gotten a scuttle, but they're not going to get Baron control.
Alphari has gotten to level 16 now on the Gangplank as well, and finished Collector right now. He went for the quick blades into Collector build for the crit, as well as some extra punch with the lethality here. So you have to respect those barrel chains. Again, Team Liquid already showed if you poke around, you get aggressive there, you have to be very, very ready for the counter punch. Instant Nocturne ultimate, Gangplank ultimate come down. These globals for TL can punish TSM if they start to get lazy.
Well, right now the wards are going away. Huni. Yep, gets the autos down, not a problem there, and TSM keep pushing in. We'll see if the Gangplank punish can happen, Kobe. To your point, that's going to be one to really watch for. A big barrel chain can end this game, but oh my gosh, the AD carries. I mean, losses on 3 full items, and Tactical has a last whisper, but it's enough to completely, instantly shut down Tristana, and the next one's going to be free as well. The sleep's not going to do much of anything. TL find the quick 2-0 with no jungler. Baron is theirs.
They're making a rush towards mid, though. Team Liquid, they look like they were going to try and push down the inhibitor turret. Now they want to fight 3v5. Team Liquid with no ultimates. 0 ultimates on their side, but Baron's dropping fast.
Huni does not have Mega Gnar. Smite is going to be up in about 2 seconds. They got to wait. They got to lower the damage up until Smite comes back up, and it's going to be claimed now. The re-engage happens. 5v3. Huni hits Mega, hits 3. Is it even going to be enough, though? It's already 2 kills, and it's going to be the delayed ace. PowerOfEvil running away. The barrels may not land. He will not find that kill, but no, the flash forward, not going to be enough. Jumps away as PowerOfEvil. Tactical Gonna look for this one. You can see, yeah, PoE's like, I'm running away from this. I am not gonna be here for that one. But what a turnaround. How did Team Liquid get away with that murder?
Phreak, you can't get lazy versus a team with Nocturne. Split pushing like that. Team Liquid, they're not afraid to pull the trigger. 5 members, Nocturne ultimate, under the cover of darkness. They just annihilate TSM once again. TSM trying to just continue to control this jungle, but look at that focus. Everybody, and if you take out the fed Tristana at the beginning of the team fight like that, with everybody jumping on them, with a well-coordinated path through the heavily warded jungle, then you completely take out the team fight here from TSM, and they're forced to 3v5 try and take it back. In the end, you know, getting off the ultimate there, but 2 more lives lost as Baron buff acquired for Team Liquid. All this extra gold from all these shutdowns has almost brought them back to an equivalent level as well.
And they're trying. That is what they picked it for. That's what they were hoping to do with this draft, the instant deletion. And just like that, TL are back in this game. They're still down in gold, Kobe. They're still down in gold after the kill, after the Baron, after the turret goes down. Yeah, this Rebel Baron is going to be gigantic, you know, 5,000, 6,000 at the end of the day. That only claws them back to equal as far as the gold is concerned. Based on the fights, they didn't need it in the first place.
I mean, the burst potential there too with, you know, we see this proto belt use from Jensen getting in a range very quickly with the Annie combination. But honestly, Armao here, the one everyone was looking at for the reason that they're changing their predictions off of Team Liquid. This Nocturne took a while, but now all of these ultimates, the lockout really paying off for TL. Every single ultimate, they jump on a Team Liquid member that split. They're making TSM look like such an uncoordinated team. It's what Nocturne really brings to the pro play here. It's so difficult of an ultimate to work around. If you're unable to stay proactive and coordinate, and you give them these opportunities, and Team Liquid will make the most of them.
So Jensen's stun is charged. The ultis are up basically across the board, but a smite fight is important. It's Ocean, Soul, Point, and Alphari is down below 1,000 health. Nocturne ult comes in, big damage on Gragas. They go for the engage, they reach backline, and here comes the team fight. Lost, staying alive, gets the first shutdown, and he's still up. CoreJJ easily chased 2 for 0. TSM find the team fight, and the barrel chain doesn't find the kill. Health bar still low, Jensen's got to be careful. Gnar turns back off, and Alphari now unstoppable. They're gonna find Lost as well. In the back line is Huni, and he cannot kill Jensen. Annie is just too good, but a bowling ball finds a second. 12 to 3 the kill score. 2 for TSM, 2 for TL, and there's only a smite for both these junglers. 1 level lead here for the Nocturne. Is it gonna be enough? You cannot hide Dragon inside a brush. He's gonna spot them! Oh, let's go, Armao! He finds one, and he might try to find Spica, but he's running so fast, he's prancing, he's dancing, he's running on all 4 legs, he's gonna get out of there.
All right, Jensen, though, has the shield for the extra speed, doesn't get close enough to Spica, but Armao, what a way to re-enter the scene versus his old team, TSM. He moves up, he gets the smite steal on top of it. What a big one there for them, denying it. Oh, all right, gotta reassess here for TSM, refocus, because this game quickly just running away from them. They had such good control, and yet Team Liquid now fully just running right back over it. They lost all towers leading up to their inhibitor turrets, all of their jungle, all of these neutral objectives up until now. And yet, when the soul matters, Armao comes up huge, steals it away from them. All of the shutdowns have been cleaned off the side of the TSM scoreboard there, Phreak. And it's happened. The comeback is real. Now we're in the late game with an incredibly effective heavy dive composition. Nocturne, Annie, Kaisa, Rell, just dive bombing here into the TSM numbers, with Alphari now peaking at level 18 and adding the Infinity Edge. Things are going to get worse for TSM.
And likely the case there. We still have a 4,000 gold lead in AD carry. We still have a 1,000 gold lead in mid. Most of the TL lead is in top lane. Clearly Alphari is making it work, and clearly they are out fighting.
And with this comp too, when you're facing 2 AD carries as a heavy dive comp, that's what you love. People just blow up on the screen left and right. So with TSM, you see this mountain here showing how they were not able to use the early game leads. Look at it peaking at 7,970 gold.
But TL, they've taken the sage advice. They made a molehill out of a mountain. And now the attempt, not bad from PoE. Half HP on Alphari, half HP onto Armao means a bit of time alone with the turret, but with a soul caster minion, it's not going to be enough. Down goes the wave, no push allowed.
All right, Baron is pings already spammed out. 5 seconds away from the spawn. Armao walking out of base level 15 on the Nocturne. Looking for that extra little level here, but not going to give him any time. TSM starting it up. They are a bit desperate. Can he get inside the bit? All they need is some vision.
Okay, they pop it. Hard engage for CoreJJ. Finds 3 tippers over the top. The backline engage is not yet a kill, but they find 1. They find 2. And TL are just wiping the floor with TSM. SwordArt's on the run. SwordArt is done. And Huni is the only one left alone to watch as his teammates have died. Armao stops the recall. And TL, they don't want the Baron. It's punished them before. They want the base. They want to close out game 2.
Yep, Armao going to go toe-to-toe with his old teammate Huni here. Can he get the spear? He's in range!
And he's gonna do a whole bunch of damage. It might not be enough. Who cares? He's stopping recalls. Stopping recalls is all that matters because the team is in the base. This is the best death I've ever seen from Armao. The best lost 1v1 because the Nexus turrets have fallen. And from an impossible position, Team Liquid pull the comeback and take game 2 over TSM.
Almost an 8,000 gold lead for TSM with the double AD carry composition. They let up on the pressure, and these openings that Team Liquid just jump on. Nocturne ultimate, 5 people. You know your only chance at that point is to heavily outnumber, jump on them, surprise attack. So what do? Over and over again. TSM on the top side of the map, give them the opening for the first one with PoE going aggressive on Lucian. Punished by TL there, but they don't stop. As soon as you give them an inch, Phreak, Team Liquid ran away with it. They completed the comeback. You talked about this is only a drop in the bucket. It's only one step on the comeback.
Yeah.
They went all the way through the entire checklist there, complete with stealing away the Dragon Soul point.
I know. And Kobe, this game, there's obviously a chance it's a 3-0 for TL at the end of the day. They've clearly won the first 2, but I really believe the reverse sweep is still a possibility. I mean, a lot of game 1 was TSM favored. From the Baron steal, they did so much work to get back in the game and almost take it home.
Look at chat.
Yeah.
What's going on here, guys?
And in game 2, I mean, they were crushing. They were the better bottom lane. Even CoreJJ knew it was the better bottom lane. You saw his Twitter. That was a nice one a couple days back. But so much went well. If you can combine those elements, TSM just have one defiant victory, right? They can combine those moments in game 3 and just close the game out. They can combine the moments in game 4 and just close the game out. The tools to win are clearly there. They are clearly not absurdly outclassed. Just, they can't quite win the game.
Well, they're going to have to because guess what? It is now match point. It is series point for Team Liquid. 2-0 lead. Such a big advantage for them. They have so much time to work with, and it really does feel like the rest of the team have got their bearings. Game number 1, our biggest worries were the mistakes that we saw from Jensen. Some of the macro calls as well, that Baron actually flipping the Baron, even seeing Spica walking over with Hecarim, knowing that he has an unstoppable ultimate and he can get into the pit. You know, there were some openings there, and it seemed like Alphari was the only one that was really, you know, ready to go from second number 1. But Team Liquid, they cleaned it up here, and the entire team looks like they want to end it out.
Well, TL do have some cleaning up needed, though. We saw the bottom lane was rough, and if you saw the video in the post game, CoreJJ's like, the game's over, and he's like, okay, Tactical, I'm gonna sit here with for you 45 seconds. Like, let me explain to you how all the ways you screwed up in this game, because it felt like he was like, Tactical, fix this, Tactical, fix that, Tactical, fix this other thing. That's what I saw out of that post game. So we'll see if that gets cleaned up. If there's any level of tilt from how that laning phase went, obviously, yes, well done TL for the 2-0 start. They will continue to lead the pack. They are 2-0 in the score, and we're stepping away. But when in return, this day from Analyst Desk will be breaking down that game. Catch you there.